Hello, everyone. Hello. I can honestly say it is a real pleasure to come and greet you once again. Yesterday marked exactly 1 week since the incident happened. I am going to pass by the exact place where the rocket fell. But you should understand one thing. Unfortunately, it was those who were there to protect you who caused this incident. You have surely noticed their increased presence around you recently. Every morning there have been more searches and inconvenience because security has been reinforced over the past few months. But this is for your own safety, so that no one can come here to harm you, because this is a very important and strategic place. During a routine shift change, while checking certain equipment, someone accidentally triggered the launch. The person nearby and the one who activated it were also injured and taken to Ouagadougou Hospital. Thank God they have now left the hospital, though they still have some after effects, especially injuries to the hand, because a rocket is extremely dangerous. The rocket landed inside the RTB courtyard here, and we can thank God that there were no fatalities. 2 injured persons were immediately treated by the Presidential Medical Unit. Afterwards, the camp commander and the council came to assess the situation. The condition of the injured was stable, and I hope they continue to improve. As civilians, it is normal to feel traumatized. We had never heard such an explosion so close before. It felt as if we were the target. That is understandable. A team of psychologists has been put in place to help the 2 injured individuals and also the staff here. This was not an intentional act against you. It was simply an accident in the handling of weapons. Unfortunately, incidents like this can always happen, which is why strict rules exist. Still, we can be grateful that no one died and the injured are recovering. When a new shift comes, people always want to make sure their equipment is functioning correctly. That is normal. But because we are in a city, such incidents must not happen here. So please do not be overly afraid. I hope the tension is gradually decreasing. We waited before coming to speak to you because we wanted to give a clear explanation for why this happened. You will have the chance to ask questions, and we will respond openly to help reduce your stress because there is so much misinformation spreading. Your Excellency, welcome. Regarding the incident last Wednesday, it did not take long for social media and some media outlets to start talking about an alleged mutiny and even a supposed escape to an unknown destination. What exactly happened? Nothing happened. They might even say that the director of the television station was kidnapped. The reality is that there are enemies of the nation. I recently saw a speech by Sankara that you shared. It is still relevant today, as if he were speaking in our time. Nothing of what they said is true. If people had actually fled, would there have been a press briefing after the council meeting? No, but these people lie as easily as they breathe. They try to manipulate the public. We do not run away. We are soldiers. We do not retreat or kneel before anyone except God and our parents. That is our mentality. They kept spreading lies. We stayed silent on purpose to let them completely expose themselves. Now Africa has understood who they really are. As for Western media, this is nothing new. You are journalists. You know about media manipulation. These are media outlets built on lies. They manipulate public opinion. There are countless examples. Look at what was done to Gbagbo in Côte d'Ivoire. For years they lied about him, then later said he was not guilty. Look at Gaddafi. They allowed him to dumb, and now look at the consequences. They called him a dictator and distorted everything. These media outlets are not free. They are paid to spread a certain narrative. Even here in Burkina Faso, there are some like that. When people criticize them, they say journalism is under attack. But there must be a choice between earning money and loving one's country. They defend their own countries through their media, but some of our national outlets simply copy what the foreign ones say. They cite Western newspapers that are full of lies. Their reporters are dishonest. When they want to attack a country, they paint it in the worst possible way to make the world hate it. But now it is 2024, and people are finally understanding what is really happening. Regarding reports of helicopter and aircraft movements over Ouagadougou and Dori, people claim that is how we escaped. In reality, the next day after the Mansilla attack, a military operation was launched there. Helicopters were sent to transport reinforcements. Some troops from Ouagadougou and from the 9th Battalion and special units were deployed to Mansilla. That is the truth. These people always take a true detail and build a big lie around it. Yes, helicopters were seen flying, But they lied about the reason. They used the same tactic before when large transport planes landed in Ouagadougou. They invented stories that it was mercenaries arriving, which is completely false. Cooperation already exists. There was no new arrival. Those planes were simply transporting United Nations military equipment and munitions that remained in Mali after the end of the mission. Some of this equipment was destroyed, some transported, under UN supervision. Because of the misinformation, the Chief of Staff decided to make a statement after families of soldiers in Dori started panicking. Soldiers were being disturbed in the middle of their operations by worried relatives. There was no mutiny. There is nothing of the sort. It is only the wish of certain people, but it will never happen. Our soldiers are intelligent. They understand the situation and the direction the country is moving in. Then the journalist asked, some circles even spoke about a power vacuum and secret discussions in the army to choose your successor. Were you aware of this? If power is truly vacant, let them come take it. They also said we fled to Niger, but no one came to take anything, and nothing like that happened. They went there for what, when in reality they didn't even go themselves? They didn't understand anything. But understand this, if they were paid and didn't achieve their objective, they are forced to lie in order to justify what they are doing. And it's not only them. People like Jibril Bachelet and others are traveling around the world. They lie. They cooperate with terrorists to kill Burkina Faso, thinking they can change things. But that era is over. People have understood. We must tell them, if it is so easy, let them come. They should come themselves. These people have nothing. They don't have children in the army. They have nothing at stake. And yet you sit there trying to manipulate other people's children, hoping to achieve what you want. Is that intelligence? No, that is an insult. It is even an insult to the Burkina Faso people to treat them like children, to tell lies and think people will believe them. No, people are intelligent. We are in 2024. These are not the old days when people would see information and blindly follow it. Understand that their objective is chaos. It is to destabilize Burkina Faso because they do not like our direction. And that actually reassures us. It pushes us even more toward the goal we have set. So do not be afraid. Many pieces of information have come out, as you said. What is your message to the Burkina Faso inside the country, and especially to the diaspora who are asking many questions about the transition? People will understand. I am here. Some may even say this is fake. Come and shake my hand if you want proof. They have all the technology. We do not yet have that level of technology. But we are free in our own country, and there is no reason for people to be worried. I said they have many objectives. One of them is to frighten investors, to make them believe that Burkina Faso is unstable. But did you know that since 2023, Burkina Faso is among the top 10 most attractive countries in Africa? Investors want to come because they see a vision. They see that this country can develop with what we are implementing. Many people are coming to visit and invest, and their lies are meant to scare investors away. That is their goal. So we say to investors and others who want to come, what they are saying is false. Burkina is stable. You can believe in Burkina Faso. Those who are spreading lies everywhere, they have a plan. That is certain. But we are also aware of it. We are waiting for them, standing firmly. The next phase may be to use television or even try to hack certain applications in Burkina Faso to disturb things. We are ready. They do nothing without a reason. When they spread lies and misinformation, it is always in preparation for something. But we are following them, and we are waiting. And those on the inside who continue to cooperate with them will understand soon it is over. We gave them time to spread all their lies. Now we will act very firmly. So people abroad must not worry. All of that is nonsense and it means nothing. It is sad that some Burkinabe living outside are involved in this. Many of them are in Côte d'Ivoire, and they continue with these actions. We don't know what we did to them, but they will continue. However, no one will listen to them anymore. So the message is to reassure everyone. The Burkinabe inside the country must remain calm and unshaken. We are here. We continue to work for the happiness of the Burkinabe people. With everything that is happening, do you ever feel afraid for your life? How do you manage it emotionally? Reason is clear. Emotion is another thing. They also play on emotions. Once they made everyone believe that they were behind the attacks, they tried to use that to provoke an emotional reaction. In their minds, Black people only act on emotion. They believed that it was an attack that forced Roach out, that it was Gasconde that forced Damiba out. That is how they think. They believe you must create a tragic incident to hope that we will also leave. But that is not how things will happen. The Burkinabe people are not just guided by emotion. They don't really know the Burkinabe. We are not only emotions, we know where we are going. Now people understand the true essence of our struggle. We are not afraid. We have never been afraid because we have had the experience of being on the ground and living through situations where we should have lost our lives. I tell you, there are situations we came out of, and we don't even know how it was possible. Only God knows how we survived them. Otherwise, we would not be here today. Sometimes I sit and think about certain moments in the field, and I say to myself, God truly knows what he is doing. So as for fear, we don't know fear. Never. And we pray to God that we will never know fear. If we wanted to know fear, then maybe if we had started making deals with foreign powers and building comfort there, then we would start to feel fear. But they are just waiting for us to have bank accounts over there so that one day they can say, do this or we freeze them. They will never have our accounts over there. We don't care about having anything over there. We have no property over there and we never will. Everything we do is for Burkina Faso. That is all that matters. We don't even want to leave our country. We are at peace here. This land is vast. If we want to travel, we go to Bamako, Niamey, or other cities in the region. We don't care about going elsewhere. We are fine here. Fear? We don't know it. We chose to commit ourselves to our homeland, and we know all the risks involved. We gave up our entire life, our youth, for this mission for the nation. So there is no fear. You can stay calm. Zero fear. The next phase that you must pay close attention to is artificial intelligence. Be careful. I sometimes see videos of myself speaking Spanish or even Chinese. I thank those who translate our speeches, but it is also very dangerous. This stage is coming. As I said before, hacking and cyber attacks will also come. So stay alert and continue the patriotic work you are doing. Thank you very much. Be strong, and I hope your morale has risen. Do not be afraid. They are there for you. The surprise visit by the president of the Burkina Faso really lifted our spirits. It did us a lot of good. It is true that public opinion is often drawn to negative and shocking news, and we heard many things, sometimes even ridiculous. What must be remembered is that the president spoke as he always does. He is not someone who calculates his words. He speaks from the heart. That is how he is, and that reassured us. As information professionals, we already knew how to separate truth from lies. Some things you hear are so obviously false that they cannot survive serious analysis. They may convince a certain part of the population, but among professionals, such information does not pass. Still, it was good that he came. We spent some very pleasant moments with him, as usual, with his smile. Personally, I like people who speak from the heart. He is not a politician. These young men are on a mission, and you can see it. That reassures us because even just seeing him physically is proof in itself, since the rumors were moving in all directions. Some claimed he had been evacuated, that he had taken refuge in another country. Some even claimed he was injured. So many false stories were circulating for reasons I do not understand. But his presence alone reassured many people. Then, the topics he addressed were even more reassuring. He responded to almost every rumor and dismantled them one by one. What I learned from all this is the ability of those who spread rumors to take a real event and build an entire false story around it. I will take the example of the incident that happened here. Yes, there was an incident, but then they said there were deaths. Some even called us personally to confirm it. They said there were heavy gunshots and people killed at the National Television building. While I was an eyewitness and I saw nothing like that, I only saw material damage, and that was shown on national television. But people did not want to believe the images that were broadcast or the official statement. They rejected all that and preferred the rumors because there was a real incident, and they used that truth to construct a massive lie around it. That is why, in my opinion, his words were more than reassuring. He dismantled every rumor with clear proof and arguments that can only reassure everyone. From that moment, it really gave us strength and motivation to be more invested. and some even called us the VDP of information. That, in a way, shows that the authorities are fully aware of the crucial role we play here as information agents.